everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel of SFI. Here we would be providing you guidance for CUET. So in this class we would be discussing Harappa, basically the first chapter of ancient India, that is bricks, beads and bones. So one thing that is important, that while studying all the chapters we would not be talking a lot about the concepts, which is very much important but not that important while it comes to CUET exam, and in last times we would be just going through the facts that are there in all these chapters, but obviously with some sort of concepts also. So first thing is the time period of Harappa, that is from 2600 BCE to 1900 BCE. So in NCERT also these terminologies have been explained, that what do they stand for. So for example, first thing is BP, before present. So for example, it's 2023 now, so if we are telling 4 years BP, so it would be 4 years before this. So in same way, we are telling 2500s BP, so it means that 2005 years from now. So this is BP. Then the another is BCE. So BCE means before common era. So before common era is like the calendar that we all follow is with the birth of, like is basically related to Jesus. So while we say before common era, it means before his birth. So for example, 2600 BCE, it means 2600 years before birth. So one thing is, and from 1900 BCE, so it means that 1900 years before the birth of Jesus. So in this way it goes. So which time period is more closer to us? So obviously more closer to us would be 1900, and then it will decrease to 0. Then the another is CE, common era, that is present. For example, this is 2023 CE. Then the another last thing is C. So this abbreviation C stands for approximate, because especially in ancient history, we are not confirmed about a lot of things. We cannot say the exact dating. That is why we use C. So this was about these abbreviations. Then we will go to basically on boundaries or of Harappa. In Hindi it's called Chauhaddi. So Harappa ka Chauhaddi kya tha? So there if you see, so in the extreme north, in Kashmir you will find Manda, that is the uppermost boundary, northernmost boundary to be more precise. Southernmost boundary would be Damabad. Then in the west you will find Sukta Gandor. In the east you will find Alamgirpuri, that is there in UP. So this is the boundary of Harappa, and within these boundaries you will find a lot of settlements from like Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Chanudaro, Lothal in Gujarat. So these settles are like, these are the extreme sites. Then we come to Kunhingam. So basically Kunhingam was the first Director General of ASI, and moreover he is also called the father of Indian archaeology. While Kunhingam, he was aware of the time period. That time period was from 6th century BC. Before that time period, he was not aware. So many Harappan seals that he got, because his knowledge was limited, so he cannot place that Harappan seals in the correct time period, and he tried to place that in the time period that was known to him. So he did not think that before Magdha or before Mauryas there were civilizations or there were urbanization. That he cannot think of. So that was there with Kunhingam. Then comes John Marshall. John Marshall in 1924 was the first to announce the discovery of Harappa, Mohenjo-daro. And that he was able to do because we see Dayaram Sahni and Rakhail Das Banerjee, or to say Asarov, these archaeologists excavated a lot of things. So that is why he told that this new discovery have happened. One thing with John Marshall was that he was, while excavating, he was just following the strict horizontal lines. He was not going in the stratigraphy of the mound. So basically it is not important, like a stratigraphy like distincts one time period to another, and a stratigraphy does not need to be a straight line. It can be like this also. But John Marshall did not consider that. Because of what happened is that a lot of things that we got, we are not sure of which time period it belongs to. So this mechanical horizontal excavation, this problem was solved by R.E.M. Wheeler in 1944. He followed stratigraphy to dig the mound. Then another question is like, what is mound? Because this question can also come. So basically there are some places where generations are after generations settle, and these places will be like will be increasing like this. So in one mound you can have, for example, this is Harappan, this is Neolithic, this is Harappan, then you will find Vedic, Mauryan, Gupta, and now also. So this is basically mound. Then which Harappan, there are some Harappan cities I would be talking about, and these Harappan cities are found by whom? So Harappa was first excavated by Dayaram Sahni, Mohenjo-daro by R.K. Banerjee, or Lothal by S.R. Rao. Then things found in different Harappan cities. So in Harappa, the major thing that we have found is, one is virgin goddesses, another is mother goddesses. In Mohenjo-daro, the important things are great granary, great bath. You all are aware of the structure of great bath, and while going from great bath you will find rooms on both sides. One is Proto-Shiva, dancing girl, mother goddesses again. And in Harappa, this palace structure is also there. In Kalibanga, we found the evidence of plowed fields. So basically it means that agriculture was happening. It was not slash and burn agriculture. Proper agriculture with furrows were happening. Land was dig, and this plowed field is dig at right angles. It means that two crops were sown at one point of time. Then one site, famous site is Shotugai, that is one of the boundary of Harappa. So Shotugai, here we find traces of canal, which means irrigation was there, and lapis lazuli is one of precious metal that was also brought from here. Then in Koalistan and Banavali you find terracotta model of plow. In Dholavira there is water reservoir. In Chahanudaru, this whole site is devoted to craft production. And as far as Nageshwar and Balakot is concerned, this is famous for shell objects. Lothal is carnelian, and another is its important dockyard. Oldest dockyard you can also say, it's in Gujarat. So keep map in your also mind. Then steatite we got from South Rajasthan. Copper is there in Khetri region of Rajasthan, and Harappan jar is also found in Oman. It means that Omani copper was also brought to Harappa. The words that are used in Mesopotamian text for Harappa is Meghan and Mehlula, so which basically means seafarers. So we have not yet deciphered Harappan script, but fortunately we have deciphered Mesopotamian text. That is why we can say that these words were for Harappa. Then in Harappa, this town planning, there was citadel and lower town. So citadel in basically where elites used to live, there used to be fortification of citadel, and it used to be basically in the center of the town. So, and in all town we will find citadel and lower town, but there were some exceptions in this. For example, in Dholavira and Lothal, the entire settlement was fortified sections. Within towns were also walled. As far as Lothal is concerned, citadel was not specifically walled off, but was built at height. So there was no fortification of citadel as such, but there was obviously distinction between citadel and lower town. Then we will talk about Harappan script. Harappan script is the script that has not been deciphered yet. It is written right to left. For example, ABCD is written left to right. So it's opposite of that. Longest Harappan site that we have got, script, longest Harappan script that we have got is only of 26 sites. That is also one of the reasons why we are not able to decipher that. Then another problem with Harappan script is that it is alphabetic. There is no vowel and consonant in that. So it's alphabetic, and there are some 375 to 400 signs in Harappan script. And then there is a debate on what is the nature of Harappan state. So different scholars argue differently based on some evidences. So one argued that a stone statue was labeled as so one argument is that Harappa had no ruler. Then another argument is there was no single ruler but many, and the reason would be basically this only, ki there were differences in one settlement to another. But the another argument which is backed by evidences is that Harappan state was pretty much centralized state, because the standardization that we see in bricks, the standardization that we see in canals, or to say in planning, town planning, all these are only possible with centralized state. Then there was a stone statue which was labeled as priest king. Again, they labeled it as priest king because we know about the culture of Mesopotamia. There also this culture was there. Then there is evidences of invasion. So in this there is a dead man lane, there is dead man lake, where we will find upper arm of adults. So this was by R.E.M. Wheeler. It was who was Director General of ASI. He argued that, and he compared this evidence with Veda, where there was fight with different people. So he argued that Aryas came and then there was destruction, and there could be 100 reasons for the downfall of Harappa, but the main destruction that happened in Harappa was because of the invasions of people from outside. But George Dulles refused this idea because there is no sign of extensive burning that we find. This is one thing. Another thing is that those who are killed there did not have armors. It did not mean that there was a proper fight. और इसके साथ ही ये खत्म हो जाता है.